Yo, I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Collected people, we are here with today's tarot. It's going to be a 4-card draw, so I'm going to hold you a little long, and you got to deal with me. Got to deal with that. Hey, yo, pause for a minute. But just listen to me. Hear me out. Because you may like this. We're going to tap into the psyche a bit. All right? Starting with the Death card. Followed by the Ace of Cups. Followed by the Two of Torches. Followed by the Seven of Swords. Now look, right now you're faced with a decision. You've been weighing on a decision. Some of y'all might have just made it. Y'all might have just made it right before y'all pressed play. But if you didn't make it, you're about to make it. A decision is at hand. And bars. Fucking nice, B. But listen. Enough about me. You're faced with this decision because you have an opportunity to start something anew. It could be a relationship. It could be a business idea. I'm getting more along the lines of business idea, but maybe it's just me personalizing. You make it fit the way it's supposed to fit. Pause. But something can start new and fresh again. But not only that, you can inwardly begin to grow again. I feel like some of y'all have been stagnant when it comes to personal growth in general. So this decision is going to be you utilizing determination to feel confident about what it is that you're doing all over again. I feel like more that's what the new opportunity is for. To feel determined enough again to take a course of action. And there's two ways that this can go. There's two ways that you can go is what I really mean to say. And this decision, I almost said it's going to be a tricky one, but it's not. It's not going to be a tricky one. It's like no matter which route you take, no matter which path you take, there's going to be the need or the requirement to keep your eyes peeled and keep your eyes on the lookout. To even like have eyes behind your head is what I'm hearing. Because whatever decision you're going to make or the path that you're choosing to take is one that some people feel is taboo, one that some people feel is not worth the risk. It is risk involved though. And if you get to, like I said, if you get a group together of people that are in this type of field or talk about this philosophy or whatever the case may be, they're the superstitious type. They'll be like, oh no, that hasn't worked for years. What makes you think you're going to make it work? What makes you think you're going to be the one that's going to make this thing transpire successfully? You get what I'm saying? But here's the catcher. It's a catch-22. Because either path that you take, you're going to end up with the Seven of Swords energy of having to take a risk, having to keep your eyes wide open, and having to look at everybody very attentively when you're engaging the world. And it's not even just looking at everybody. Look at the cars as they cross the street. Look at the cats. You might see a black cat and be like, oh, no. Because that would be a play on your intelligence. That's not how you coming out of the gate. That's not how you viewing things, but it's like the people around you are. So you might start seeing ladders and black cats and mirrors all over the fucking place after hearing this. Because that's how these people are. You might live in a religious place or whatever the case may be, and their rituals conflict with what you may be choosing to do. So you run a risk in doing it in that environment in that type of way. And some of y'all out here, y'all like, yo, just move. If it's like that, then move. Why run the risk? And it's like, why not? You get what I'm saying? Because this Death card is here. Let me explain to you what this Death card is doing here, since I skipped over it, right? This Death card is about you realizing that you have people around you that are like clutter. It's like in movies when they put extras, or when people are saying, oh, you're putting filler in the video edit. Some people do it all of the time. When you see these YouTube videos or something, they'll just add filler into it, or they'll add some literature inside of the content that doesn't even necessarily need to be there, but they feel like they need to make it 10 minutes long form content. Hey, yo, pause. That's kind of crazy. And you're over here like realizing this now, like, I got people, whether they're in your corner or they're just around you, it's just clutter. You realize that they're clutter now, they're filler, they're extras. And as long as you keep them around or that around, it makes the movement stagnant. With you realizing this, you realize now, okay, it's done. All of that shit is done. All of that shit is dead. People are on the chopping block. Things are on the chopping block. Or you're just ignoring them totally, and you're going to say, you know what, they don't got nothing to do with me just because they live next to me. They don't got nothing to do with me just because they got my number. They don't got nothing to do with this just because they live next to me or because they got my number. This could exist, bars fucking nice, we know that already, merely online, right? So therefore you have a community and environment surrounding you that is superstitious and afraid of you taking risks. But on the other side of that, you have an online community, an online environment that is championing you and hoorahing you and cheerleading for you for taking those types of risks. And they are not superstitious. So, again, you have an opportunity here. You're going to make a decision coming up here. And once the decision is made, again, I got to go back to it being pretty ironic that whichever decision you make, you're going to be dealing with the superstitious anyway. Now I wonder what the paths entail, like the details of the paths. I didn't think I was going to be doing this, but why not? Spirit, tell me what these paths are about. I'm going to draw 2 cards. First card being the first path. Second card being the second path. All right? Pardon me if that's a little bit too loud, y'all. We're going to get down to it. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Pardon me. For the first path. And for the second path, well, it's the High Priestess. Came out in reverse too. I'm keeping it. Both major arcana, so this is not no minor shit. This is some major shit, you heard? And so the first path, Wheel of Fortune, everything you could, not even everything that you could wish for, everything you're destined to be, everything you're destined to have. It's a beautiful card, right? Some would argue that it's the best card in the deck. I would say this. That path means that, you know how they say nothing's written in stone, nothing's fixed in stone. This is going to be fixed. That first path, whatever decision it is going to be fixed. You're destined to be that. It's going to happen. Or should I say areas in your life that are fixed? I would say relate this to your natal chart as well. Wherever there are fixed signs in your natal chart, expect those to be emphasized and have a large presence in that path. Now, the other path with the High Priestess there in reverse is telling me to be comfortable with first of all, the mystery of it all, the uncertainty of it all. This other path, I'm feeling is more strongly correlated with the Seven of Swords behavior. But either or, like I said in the beginning, it still stands. Either path is going to result to you expected to behave in that Seven of Swords energy, which is just fucking puzzling as fuck. So you take path 1, you're going to be stuck with it, right? And it's your destiny, right? Nonetheless. So how could you dodge it? And on your path that is destined, you just got to keep it a being the whole way through. It's nothing that you should be comfortable with because it's your destiny. That makes sense. But with this High Priestess in reverse, it's more about you knowing the difference between mercy and harsh consequences and being okay with either or. Also asking more questions than answering them. Because, or having to it feels like that other path is going to be more people coming to you to confide in you, as sort of like you've made it, like you've dipped through this portal and you've made it to the point where people are going to come to you in confidence, and you're going to have to express to them the difference again between harsh consequences and mercy, and for them to embrace and to accept either or, which is not a clear, concise answer. Nonetheless, it's an answer. And when they are going to, which is probably inevitably going to ask you, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? This is some Pisces shit, right? What does that mean? You're going to answer back with a question as well. What does it mean to you? Aha. And in any probably otherwise normal circumstance, that wouldn't make any sense, but it's going to make sense to them in that very moment. So I see in one path is more along the lines of you being more frontlined, more in the limelight. The other path is more behind the scenes. But you can't duck the power. This is something major. You will not be able to duck the power. You will have the power. And I see that's even more of a reason why the Seven of Swords is out here. So yeah, great luck with the risk taking, because fortune belongs to the bold, right? Something like that. I might have said that shit wrong, but you understand what I'm saying. Until next time, I'm out of here.